Breaking news tonight, as just over an hour ago, police arrested a man they believe is responsible for a murder over the weekend. Nathaniel Arnez Huddleston is accused of shooting and killing Kenneth Roberson over the weekend. Coming up, we'll tell you how this crime is shocking members of the Oxford community. That's tonight on NewsWatch. While police have taken a suspect into custody today, one neighborhood is still feeling uneasy after the shocking murder of a funeral director over the weekend. Mackenzie Mitchell reports.
Katie Clark never expected to live next door to a crime scene, especially in a small town like Oxford. Last week, Clark's neighbor was shot and killed, leaving her uneasy.
I've lived here for 7 years now, and I've never once experienced anything like this, so I was definitely pretty shocked and a little worried.
52-year-old Kenneth Roberson was a victim of murder in his home off Molly Bar Road. Police say he was shot several times in the back of the head. There was no sign of forced entry, but interestingly, his car was missing.
Always, look before you go outside. Always check your doors. Everybody thinks Oxford's Mayberry, but it's not. We had the same crime other places, but it's not the volume that they have.
Things like this do go on, and they go on everywhere, and it's scary when it's right in your backyard.
Mackenzie Mitchell, NewsWatch.
Be sure to follow NewsWatch for updates on this case as it develops. The University of Southern Mississippi is following Ole Miss's lead and is no longer flying the state flag. According to a senior writer for the university's communications department, David Tisdale, Southern Miss President Rodney Bennett ordered the flag's removal and replacement with the American flag earlier this morning. Whether or not this decision will be permanent will be released later today. This decision follows on the removal of the state flags from the Ole Miss and the UMMC campuses. Following the removal of the Mississippi state flag on the Ole Miss campus, many have questions on what is next for the university. Emery Hayes reports.
The academic director at the William Winter Institute, Jennifer Stolman, says the removal of certain iconography is important but not the final step.
If you have symbols or statues that are named for or commemorate times or people who supported inequity, then you have to obviously work with that. But that won't eradicate inequity as it relates to race and other forms of difference.
There have been many rumors here on campus that groups such as the NAACP are trying to take down statues like the Confederate soldier here in the circle.
Not at the moment. I mean, we're working our way around campus. It's not something that we're advocating for at this precise moment. We're not talking with senior administrators right now, but it could be a possibility in the future.
The NAACP mentioned that their current goal is to change some of the controversial names on buildings on campus. ASB Vice President John Brannon says this has been an ongoing project for years.
There was actually a piece of legislation passed that actually requested that the university change the name of Barnum Hall. So legislation has already come to the Senate several years ago, but it's never happened. And so we'll probably try to bring that piece of legislation up again, but Cabinet has already started working on that.
Vardaman being the governor of Mississippi from 1904 to 1908, who was a staunch segregationist, said, if all else failed, they would lynch Negroes to keep it segregated. And then Lamar, who's the writer of the Declaration of Secession, that advocated to keep us segregated as well.
Stolman says these movements by student organizations set a good example for the university going forward.
I think what we've done is not only critically reflected on our historical issues as it relates to race, but we set a standard for every other educational institution to come together democratically to decide on these issues. So there's precedent now. It's not just the University of Mississippi. Every educational space can look to the University of Mississippi and see how all campus stakeholders critically reflect on some sort of campus issue and move forward through democracy.
Emery Hayes, NewsWatch.
It's been 2 days since the university took down the controversial state flag. Those in opposition aren't hesitating to speak out against the decision. We go to Serena Henderson to break down some of the big arguments coming from the opposing side. Serena?
Thanks, Ariel. Although a decision has been made, the state flag debate still continues on and off campus. After the ASB Senate voted to remove the flag, Governor Phil Bryant expressed his views. He said, "It's the people they need to respect, not the governor, but the majority of the people who voted for that flag to be the state flag." Ole Miss ASB Senator Andrew Soper has also spoke out in opposition. He has started a new petition in favor of flying the state flag. He has created a GoFundMe account and is accepting donations to help support his efforts. Stay tuned with NewsWatch this week as we continue to follow this story. Serena Henderson, NewsWatch.
As seniors count down to graduation, many are looking to prepare for the future. Right now, that reality means registering for their last semester of classes. Kelly Savage reports.
While some students haven't been stressed in the past, one senior says her impending departure from Ole Miss has changed things.
It's my spring semester of my senior year. It was extremely nerve-wracking. My heart was racing a million miles an hour.
Others have expressed frustration about necessary classes filling up and the challenges of making them all work at the same time.
Classes book, and it can be very frustrating.
Rumors swirl every semester as to why some students' windows open before others, but one upperclassman thinks he has it figured out.
I'm an A+ student, so I get to pick classes, before any of the people that aren't as smart as me and blessed.
While some students' registration windows open Monday, others have to wait until Friday. Staff here at the Office of the Registrar, located in Martindale Hall, tell us why.
First 2 days primarily is these special groups and the graduate students and the professional program students, Pharm D students, and then the undergraduates start. Within each classification, we look at the total number of earned hours.
For seniors who face trouble getting into a course they need to graduate, Knighton says their best bet is to go directly to their specific academic school.
The school is going to want you to graduate, so they're going to do what they can to hopefully get you in that section.
And while Tullis has completed his classes in the business school, he's already hitting the books to prepare for next semester.
Tennis is going to be really tough, and also jogging. I'm not more of the running type, but yeah, I've been in the library already this semester, getting ready for next semester, learning tennis practices and watching YouTube videos on Serena.
Kelly Savage, NewsWatch.
Most are excited about Halloween this weekend, but not everyone in Oxford is happy about the holiday falling on a Saturday. Find out why when we return. But first, Taylor Martin gives us a quick first look at the current temperatures.
Hey guys, it's currently 72 degrees here in Oxford. We've got some clear skies right now, but you can see the gray clouds behind me coming in, so we might have a chance of some thunderstorms later on this evening. I'll have an extended forecast for you guys later in the show.
We gotta get back to the fundamentals. I got boys who can't tie their own shoes. Literally. Let me get this straight. We were 4 for 47 from the floor. Ooh. Pizza party? Pizza party? What team were you watching? We were lucky to win. Most teams that turn it over 83 times don't pull it out. They all play like a bunch of first graders, and that's completely unacceptable because they're all in the second grade. Oh, I'll be filing a complaint against the refs on that one. Kid's little sister runs out on the court and they stop a fast break. What are we doing? We get a trophy for what? Participation? If they cared as much about this game as they did them damn Hawaiian punches, we'd be world champions. Any more questions?
Who's got snacks next game?
That'd be Billy's mom.
The fourth floor of City Hall on Oxford's historic square is said to be haunted. With Halloween just around the corner, Maddie Friedman spoke with Oxford's mayor to take a closer look.
If you enter the elevator in Oxford City Hall, you'll find there are only a couple of options for where it'll take you, the first or the second floor. The stairs, however, will tell a different story, the story of a haunting.
Damn right it's haunted. What do you mean, do I believe it's haunted? Of course it's haunted.
Conference rooms and offices, including that of Mayor Patterson, make the first and second floor of City Hall a bustling place of business. The top floor is quite the opposite. It's like taking a trip through a time machine with rooms aged by decades. Mayor Patterson has heard several unusual, even paranormal noises while working late at night. He's convinced the fourth floor is hiding something.
I work up here late at night, 2, 3, 4 in the morning. I hear noises. I hear ladies crying and the condemned begging and pleading. I hear the old fire whistle.
Mayor Patterson isn't the only person to notice strange sounds when the sun goes down. Senior planner Katrina Horn also testifies.
I hear funny sounds, strange noises if I'm here late at night. And sometimes it's a little unnerving. Mostly closing doors. Sometimes you hear voices.
City Hall was built in 1885 as a federal building. According to Mayor Patterson, the building served many purposes.
It was a federal court and a post office and had the U.S. Marshals and the clerk of the court. All the bootleggers were tried here. And the 2 people that killed the marshals, they were tried here and hung.
Mayor Patterson also has a guess for who the ghostly culprit could be.
But definitely Mayor McElroy. Short, fat, ugly, wore glasses, mean, grumpy, yelled at all the secretaries.
Although many uncertainties still remain, one thing seems clear. Something unexplained by nature or science inhabits the top floor of City Hall. So next time you're walking the square, don't forget to look up. You may just see a ghost. Maddie Friedman, NewsWatch.
This year, Halloween falls on a Saturday night, which would normally be a very exciting coincidence for trick-or-treaters. But as Taylor Koss tells us, some Oxford businesses might face a decline in sales with the away football game.
Jo Pruitt and her daughter-in-law Norma Pruitt run Oxford's largest year-round costume rental shop. It all started when Jo Pruitt purchased 2 costume shops and needed a place to store her treasures.
We have over 5,500 costumes, last account that I counted. Jo started this business about 30 years ago, and it has grown and grown, and she's always making things or finding this and that, putting together to have something different.
Outside of Halloween, people might not normally think about costumes, but Pruitt says that Halloween is not the only type of costumes they have.
We love having all the college students come for swaps and, their parties and Halloween. We also have Christmas items and the Easter Bunny.
Junior Jessica Clark said that she's always had a great experience coming to Jo's.
I came here last year before a date party.
Clark plans to stay in Oxford this weekend to celebrate Halloween.
I think I'm just going to a party Saturday night and watching the game in my apartment.
Jo's Costume Shop has been serving the Oxford area for over 30 years. Even though the football game this weekend is at Auburn and on Halloween Day, their sales do not seem to be affected.
No, not really. Everybody seems to be still partying, and a lot of them we let them take them out to the next town, and they'll still party there too.
Most costumes, complete with wigs and accessories, are being rented for less than $30. Jo's hopes that their low prices will entice students to rent, even if they won't be in Oxford this weekend. NewsWatch, Taylor Koss.
Are we going to see clear skies and good conditions for Halloween? Stick around. Taylor Martin has the extended forecast coming up.
Did you know if you skip class, you may forfeit your financial aid? Go to class.
Go to class or pay the price.
Go to class or pay the price.
Don't get dropped because you skipped class.
Go to class.
We want you here.
We want you here.
We want you here.
We want you here.
We want you here. Go to class.
Your time in the classroom is important.
Make it count.
Make it count.
Make it count.
Don't waste this opportunity.
What are you waiting for?
What are you waiting for?
What are you waiting for? Go to class.
Go to class.
Go to class.
Come on, go to class.
Look, it's easy. Just go to freaking class.
At Domino's, we're known for delivery, but we want to be great at carry-out too. That's why we're offering a deal that will get a lot of people in the door and help us become carry-out experts. Put your store to the test and carry out large 3-topping pizzas for only $7.99 each every Monday through Thursday.
They said a bottle was just a bottle. That no one would ever notice me. But I knew I could be more. That one day, I would make people smile.
They'll test you. Try to break your will. But however loud the loudness gets, however many cheese puffs may fly, you're the driver, the one in control. Stand firm. Just wait. And move only when you hear the click that says they're buckled in for the drive. Never give up till they buckle up.
What's going on, Oxford? I'm Taylor Martin with Stormwatch. Right now it's currently 72 degrees here. We've got mostly cloudy skies, but the sun did come out today to give a little bit of a break from all the rain. And looking at our satellite image, it's pretty clear right now. We have a few scattered showers that might be popping up here later tonight, and a few developing storm systems coming through a little later this weekend. And looking at the current temperatures, it's pretty much the same all across the region, 72 pretty much. And for tomorrow, it's pretty much the same as today. We got 70s, and that will be down a little bit as we move on later into the week. And looking at tonight's forecast, it's going to get down to about 49 degrees. We're going to have some showers here later this evening, but those should clear out by about midnight. And then moving on to tomorrow, it's going to be about a high of 71. Mostly cloudy, and we'll have another break from some showers that hopefully will be gone by tonight. And then for our 5-day, we've got 71 tomorrow, 68 on Friday, and then unfortunately for Saturday, Halloween, we've got a 90% chance of showers, and then back up to 64 on Sunday and 69 for Monday. So unfortunately, it looks like it's going to rain for Halloween, but hopefully not for too long.
So I should include an umbrella in my costume?
Yes, unfortunately, yes.
Thanks, Taylor. Well, last year's game was one of the most Ole Miss fans will care to forget, but Laquan Treadwell is ready to get on the field. We'll have more when we come back.
The earthquakes you see in movies are one thing, but real life is a completely different animal. Just because you can't predict an earthquake doesn't mean that you can't prepare for one. In the event of a real earthquake, you should drop, cover, and hold on. Visit ready.gov/earthquake and practice what to do to keep you and your family safe in the event of a real earthquake. And you'll be seen as a hero by your family and your loved ones.
Visit ready.gov/earthquake today.
Basketball is my sport.
Baseball is my sport.
Softball is my sport.
Football is my sport. Excelling in the classroom is my job.
Your time in the classroom is important.
Make it count.
Make it count.
Make it count. Make it count. Go to class.
Go to class.
We excel on the court and in the classroom. You're here for a reason.
Prepare yourself.
Prepare yourself. Go to class. Be a rebel. Be a rebel. Be a rebel. Go to class.
Go to class.
Go to class. Just go to class.
Por favor, ve a clase. It's simple. Just go to class.
Don't be a knucklehead. Go to class.
While you're out partying with your friends this weekend, remember, get a designated driver. Be smart, drive sober, or get pulled over. A message from the Mississippi Office of Highway Safety.
Welcome to Rebel Watch. I'm Jacob Duke. Late in the season last year, the Rebels were in the talk of the college football playoffs. The number 3 Auburn Tigers shut down the number 4 Rebels' hopes for a spot. One player lost more than a game. Shannon DeLoach takes us back to that day.
Laquan Treadwell grew up in Crete, Illinois, and signed with Ole Miss as a top receiver out of high school.
I told myself if I was going to play somewhere, I was going to play with the best play, and I wanted to challenge myself. That was something I put in my head. I wasn't going to go anywhere easily and look like a star. And you know, when I met Coach Freeze, you know, and his dream and what he wanted to do with this program, you know, that fit what I wanted to do in my high school program, be the first one to win, you know, a state championship. And you know, coming here, it was like this kind of the same thing, underrated. You know, a lot of guys who wanted it worked hard.
In October last year, Ole Miss was trailing Auburn 35-31 with less than 2 minutes in the game, but the Rebels were making their way towards the end zone. The next play changed the outcome of the game and Treadwell's season.
I caught the ball and I just took off sprinting for the end zone. You know, I gave all my effort on that play and I just, you know, laid it all on the line. I figured I crossed the pylon, so I was like, all right, he tackled me, crossed the pylon. And then I heard a pop. I mean, it just didn't feel right at all, so I let the ball go. I tried to get up. I didn't want to believe that my ankle was broke. It was just, you know, it was a sad day for me, but I tried to keep my spirits up.
It was here in this exact spot last year that Treadwell's season was cut short, and the Rebels' hope for a spot in the college football playoffs ended as well. This weekend, however, the Rebels travel to Auburn, and Treadwell is ready to prove that he is back and stronger than ever.
It's going to drive us to play a little harder. You know, they've beaten us the last 2 years, my freshman year and my sophomore year, and then I got hurt in the game. So, I mean, it's a lot more meaning to this game, you know. It's a lot at stake, you know, and we'll play together. It's not even about revenge. I think we'll just play for the love and have passion, and it'll be a passionate game.
Treadwell currently ranks 7th in school history for total yards and looks to add to that total this Saturday against Auburn. Shannon DeLoach, NewsWatch.
The 19th ranked Ole Miss Rebels travel to Auburn this weekend for a revenge game against the Tigers for last year's game. The offensive matchup this weekend will be a must-watch. Ole Miss's offense is ranked 12th in the nation, averaging 515 total yards of offense and 41 points per game, while Auburn's offense is averaging 363 yards of total offense and 28 points per game. 2 players to watch in this weekend's matchup will be Auburn wide receiver Ricardo Lewis and Ole Miss wide receiver Laquan Treadwell. Lewis has been the leading receiver for the Tigers with 32 catches for 426 yards and 1 touchdown on the season. Treadwell leads the Rebels with 54 catches for 756 yards and 5 touchdowns. Both wide receivers will be mismatched against the defenses and should be big factors in this weekend's matchup. The game kicks off this Saturday at 11 a.m. The Ole Miss volleyball team split last weekend's matches against Tennessee and Kentucky. Ole Miss defeated Tennessee 3-1 on Friday, but fell to 3-0 versus Kentucky on Sunday. Ole Miss has an overall record of 18-6, but still sit 9th in the SEC rankings. Ole Miss will be taking on the Georgia Bulldogs down in Athens tonight at 8. Georgia owns a 5-15 record, and they're 0-8 in SEC play. Ole Miss will be back in action November 1st in South Carolina to take on the Gamecocks before returning November 6th against Arkansas. Big news in soccer, freshman CeCe Kaiser has been named the National Player of the Week. Kaiser is 3rd in the conference in goals and leads the league in game-winning goals. She scored 2 goals in Ole Miss's big 43 victory over 19th-ranked Texas A&M last weekend. The Rebels jumped to 12th in the NCAA rankings and are now 3rd in the SEC. The soccer team will be in action for their last game of the season tomorrow here at home against Vanderbilt at 7. The SEC tournament will begin November 4th. As the Ole Miss baseball team's fall practices come to an end, the team looks to end on a high note as they compete for the 15th annual Pizza Bowl Championship. Sykes Orvis has the story.
And now, Robinson handles it. And they're going to Omaha. Hotty toddy in Omaha.
Every year, the Ole Miss baseball team strives to win a national championship in Omaha during the College World Series. But not many people know that one of the most sought-after titles is won right here in Oxford.
What the Pizza Bowl is we just like to end our fall season in a competitive format, and we pick 2 guys that are the captains of the Pizza Bowl. We have a draft, and it's a 3-game series where the winners are served pizza right after the game, while the losing team has some exercises, some cardiovascular exercises.
Since players become the managers in the Pizza Bowl, Coach Clement can't help but make his predictions from the sidelines for Team Bortles or Team Robinson.
But I'm going to take Team Robinson, mostly out of spite, because I thought Colby Bortles had somewhat of a poor draft and didn't stick to his plan.
As players and coaches aim to end the fall on a high note, players cannot help but engage into a little bit of friendly trash talking to help spice up the Pizza Bowl.
Importantly, we started a little trend on Twitter, the Bortles Hate Week, and I think that's kind of a pride thing, and we're ready to whoop up on that team a little bit and show them what we got.
Not all of the trash talking has been online. Bortles has stayed off of Twitter and has decided to go on camera.
Key factor for me and the Red Squad would be that Errol is on the other team, and no one really likes him.
As for Coach Clement's predictions, Bortles is not worried about it.
I don't really know if we are the underdogs. I don't know what Vegas has on us, but I think that we have. I think we have more starters, more players that played last year than they do, which is a good thing. Also, Clem's opinion doesn't really matter at all.
Both coaches are confident about their teams heading into the Pizza Bowl.
I think we had a really heavy lineup, some big hitters, drive the ball, both gaps, and I think we got good coaching.
My team is going to absolutely destroy Team Bortles in 2 games, maybe 1, depending if they decide to quit early, throwing the white towel, the white flag. But we'll be there to catch it and, and eat our pizza.
With confidence sky high for both teams, each coach has a message for the other one.
Kind of want to feel just like the victory ice bath, just the ice running down my arms, and just put my hands up in the air and just like we won.
Colby Bortles, I just want to warn you and the rest of your team that we are here, we are hungry, we are ready to win. So you better bring everything you got.
NewsWatch, Sykes Orvis.
The Rebels open the season February 19th against Florida International. And for more sports updates, follow us on Twitter at @Rebel_Watch, and be sure to tune in Friday to our extended sports special. For now, back to you at the desk, Ariel.
Thanks, Jacob. That's our broadcast. For News on the Go, follow us on Twitter at NewsWatch_99. I'm Ariel Onstadt. Good night.